Well, good morning. It's 4:40. It's the first day of our muzzleloader season on public, so me and Tristan and Jay are headed out with the smoke poles. It's the first day we've been able to hunt in 2 weeks because of the hurricane. We just got power back Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Today's Saturday. Did a bunch of cleanup around the house yesterday and got things in order, so we're gonna hunt 3 days, I believe. But we hadn't been to the woods, hadn't checked any cameras. The cell cameras I have out here, only one of them's actually taking pictures I can see. The storm blew a tree limb down in front of one of them, so I can like see a little crack and just see a deer occasionally when it walks by. There's a bunch of deer on the cameras, but can't tell nothing about it. And then one of the cameras, I hope it's not underwater, but something happened to it. I had it high. The last picture it took, the water still had to come up 3 feet, so I don't think it's going to be underwater, but maybe the tree fell or so, I don't know. But something happened and it's not taking pictures and not connected and all that stuff, and I hadn't had any problem with it before, so something happened. So I'm gonna check, probably go in there and fix the cameras and stuff at lunchtime hopefully. But we got the me and Tristan had hung those cameras the day 2 weeks ago when he shot the hog, so we're gonna check them on the way in and hopefully have some big bucks up there in the daylight. But it's gonna be underwater. It's gonna be a deep hike in. We'll see you in the woods. Well, we made it in here to the hill. It was between knee and crotch deep for 2 miles, but we made it to the hill, so we're gonna slip up here and check cameras we hung down this edge. I don't think I'll even be able to get to the cell cameras. I think it's gonna, I'd have to swim probably, I don't know. I might ease out there in the middle of the day and see if I can get to them, but probably not. We hadn't gone but about 150, 200 yards. We've checked 2 cameras. There's big bucks on them. One was about 20 minutes before we checked it. Going right down here to this point, I've got another camera down here I'm going to check. But they're here, they're up on this hill, so I'm expecting to see a big buck at any second. We're barely moving. I want to sit down, but I want to check this point out first and know where I need to set Tristan. So we're gonna keep slipping real slow. We're just barely moving. But we've seen about 8 deer. Seen about 8 deer, and I think I only got one on my phone because I had my big camera in my bag. I just got it out and got everything hooked up. So there's a boar hog right here. Tristan split off and sat. I don't know what kind of footage I got. Me and Jay had a little buck run a doe by us, and then he thought he saw, I was just glimpsing a deer, and he thought he saw one that had a good rack on it, but
I couldn't tell. It was going through them cabbage palms. But I'm gonna leave him sitting here, and I'm gonna go see if I can get out to the cell cameras and clear the limbs out from in front of them and see if the one's underwater or what's going on. I'll lighten my load a little bit. We've seen a pile of deer, like 20 deer. It's about 10:15 right now. So I'm gonna try to run and do this and get back in plenty of time to get in a prime location for this evening. I'm about 500 yards in. The first camera I was going to is 650, I think. I haven't even seen any dry ground yet. It's been about thigh deep the whole time. Best I remember, the one camera that quit working, I hung it at about 4 foot high, so hopefully it's still above the water. But I don't know why it quit working if it is. I think I'm gonna be able to get to it though. Let's see how them muck boots and snake boots would be treating people by now. I think I got water in my boot. Well, I see this camera. I don't know why it quit working because it's still 2 foot above water. Water's touching my crotch right now. Well, the camera was off and wouldn't come on. It was like the batteries were dead, but there's no way the batteries are dead, so I don't know. I'll put batteries in it and double check it, but the batteries were at like 85% when it quit working. All I've got is this GoPro, but there's a big old moccasin right here. Right there. That'll give you the heebie-jeebies. I didn't really care too much. I knew I was taking a chance, but I just jumped the stud right here off this little tussock. I had to pull up my phone, but I think I had this bed marked from where I jumped a nice buck 2 years ago off the same little hill. I was easy. I don't know how I didn't see him. I got the wind, so I know he saw me. I don't know how I didn't see him. I was staring at it, and then he jumped up and took off. It don't really matter flushing them around out here a little bit because there's very limited to where they can go right now. I'll use up here and show you the bed. Well, that's why I couldn't see the idiot. I was looking right here hard, and he was laying right there. I'll go around the other side, it'll be easier, but you can see I'm thigh deep in water, and there's not any hill to speak of. I mean, I'm 900 yards now from the closest dry ground, and that's where this buck is. I'll be able to trail him and see exactly where he goes if I want to. This slime on the water is making bubbles. He's laid right there. Right on top of that little hill. I was looking right here. Idiot was laying right there. He's going towards the camera anyway, so I'm gonna trail him that way and see where he goes. It's crazy how they swim up here and lay down. I can't believe that's the first one I've jumped. I would think young deer and stuff would drown out here. There's just not many places for them to be able to stand up. But I've still got on the cell camera that doesn't have a limb on it that's still working. I've got little bitty spotted yearlings on it now, so yeah, I guess they're living on that little bitty piece of dry ground, or almost dry ground. I can follow these bubbles though. I'm trying to be somewhat quiet up in 200 yards since I jumped him. I'm still following the bubbles plain as day, but I'm almost to the camera. I was waiting, he's slowed down now. He's like fast walking, he's not running. Not that I really care because I don't have a gun in my hand, but he might walk right in front of the camera. I don't know what he's gonna do. It'll get shallower and just, well, it's already got shallower. I'm only knee deep now. There's several more little hills right before I get to the camera where I've seen bucks lay. I figured he'd go about 300 and lay down. He's turning back off the island now. I don't know what he's doing. I'm gonna follow him for a little while just to see what he does. Always good to learn something. This is usually dry even on wet years. I'm between ankle and knee deep until I fall off in them holes, but I can basically see dry ground. The camera's right here. So he's gonna go right behind the camera, but he's just walking now, he's not even running. Yeah, I can see the camera. I bet the idiot lays down right here again. Camera's right there. I bet I could sit here and shoot me a biggin. I know there's a bed right here, like a high bed, like 60 yards. I saw a big one get up off of it one day in the middle of the day when I was hunting in gun season a couple years ago, and I couldn't get a shot at him. Yeah, I'm gonna quit trailing him. He's skirting the dry ground. Nah, he might come up on it over here. He all but came by the camera. Wish I knew exactly which buck it was. It was a big one though. I should have brought one of them boys in here with me. I'd sit right here the rest of the day. It's just barely staying in water, but this is probably 25 acres here. That's just going to be an inch, 2 inches deep. I guarantee they're coming up here and moving around. I'm going to clear it. I haven't looked at this camera yet, but it's got a limb in front of it or something. I'm only getting like half the deer and a tree. So. Yeah. Dead limb fell out in front of it. 2 of them. Well, I'm headed out. I got about a little over 900 yards to go to get back to some dry ground. I walked across this ridge top real slow and saw 5 does, a spike, and a boar hog. I moved one of the cell cameras up to the top of the ridge just because I've never had a camera up there, and being this wet, I've had these cameras on here since like July, so I kind of know what bucks are living here and what they're doing. I want to see if I get any daylight pictures up on top of that ridge. But here we go with the long, deep journey out. It's I think it's like 1:45 or something, so by the time I get out, Tristan's got my battery pack, so I gotta get up there to him and charge my phone because I can't get out without the GPS on my phone, and it's at like 30%. So I'll grab Jay and we'll situate and see if they can't kill one this evening. Tristan texted me a little while ago, said he had a buck run a doe around him, grunting, and he wasn't able to get a shot, I don't reckon. I'm a few hundred yards still from being out, but there was this high hill I'd marked several years ago. You see the beds on it. Probably does, but they're definitely limited on where they can lay. It's 3:57. Me and Jay just got set up for the evening. This wind's wanting to be difficult. I got a feeling about prime time it's going to start hitting us in the back of the head. But it is what it is. I'm warming up me some food here. Jay's over there eating a wiener. He likes a little wiener every once in a while. All right, Tristan's back over here about 500 yards probably. So hopefully somebody goes boom tonight before dark.
Three does over there. Or three does. A buck. A buck. A buck. And then a spike. I would have shot one of the bucks. But my hammer would not go back. So I could not shoot the buck. Me and my dad are having a very long conversation about that. Because it will not go back, and I could have stinking toned the buck. But I couldn't. because my hammer decided it didn't want to work. So that's that. We're probably about dead out. Bummer. Oh, there's another one. It's a spike and a doe. Oh, I think, yeah. Oh, there's four. There's 3 does and a spike. There's another buck over here. I think one's a buck, but there's 3 more deer over here. I think it's just 3 does. I don't know if this camera has night vision or what, but it better. There's 3 deer over there. 3 deer behind me. I have 4 bucks. Hey deer, watch out. That ran over me. Daggum. Golly. Well, you gotta watch out. My bad for scaring you, but dang, you scared me. What are you trying to get ran over by a deer? Daggum, girl.
Well, that is a wrap on day 1. Unless Tristan shoots one in the next 6 minutes of legal light. And wood ducks. I believe that's it. We'll be back after them in the morning. Got, I think from here is about 2 hours through thigh deep water back to the truck. Should be home by 11.
It'll be rough.
Here goes nothing. Well, I made it over here to Tristan, and by now you've probably seen his footage, but the bore screw, the plug was a little bit loose in that gun, so the hammer wouldn't cock. I just turned it like, there's a deer.
They were all over here. It's probably the spike.
I just turned it like half to 3/4 of a turn and the hammer cocked right back. So he's saying that that buck was 125, 130 inches. I don't know, I haven't looked at it yet, but y'all know. But anyway.
No, I didn't get the footage of the big buck.
Oh, you didn't get the footage of the big buck?
No, I got the footage of like the littler buck.
Oh, he says the biggest one I got on camera right now, so that's a 135. Oh boy. We'll be back at it in the morning.
Well, it's morning number 2, and believe it or not, I'm going by myself this morning. I get to actually shoot a gun. Jay had decided he wanted to take the day off and then hunt tomorrow, and Tristan was going to come. I woke him up, and he said he got up and got ready, and then decided he was too tired to go. He's got family coming into town today, and they're doing a Halloween thing tonight, so he said he was just going to sleep in a little bit and get up and do some chores and not be tired tonight. So I guess I can't blame him. But I'm going to go back in the same area where we were yesterday, and my camera arm and steps and saddle platform and stuff still in the tree from archery season. So I'll probably just sit on the ground this morning and then possibly go move that and set somewhere for the evening. But that cell camera, the batteries were dead in the cell camera. I put batteries in it and it's working fine, so I'll throw it up somewhere. But I'll stay in there all day, I imagine, unless I shoot one this morning.
Well, I got set up about 15 minutes before daylight. The wind's supposed to be doing this, but every time I've checked it, it hasn't really been doing anything. It's pulling straight up. I had a doe right there to my left before camera light, and she went back that way. But I snuck in from behind the water. The edge of the water's right here behind me. I snuck right in there and sit down, and all this is hill in front of me. I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to go down here to the point and try to catch them going to bed, or get up here and try to catch them checking does. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but there's a gobbler over here that's fired up, gobbling his head off. But I decided to try to catch them checking does. Couldn't get the big camera out for that. I knew I'd heard something walking, but I thought it was a hog. I wasn't paying much attention. Decent little buck. I guess you saw him on the GoPro. That turkey's cracking me up. I just need a big buck to do it now. I'm gonna be still, because should catch one cruising. Second little buck came by right in front of me. He was just traveling. I think I got a little footage of him. Gotta be on my toes because he just popped right out on me at 20 yards. So thick, and the cabbage palms are so thick, and then the ground's so open I can't hear him walking. Maybe that big one will come by this way, but I can't see to the main trail over there that goes out the point, so I could definitely miss him. I just can't see farther from here. Hopefully he comes right through here like that little buck did. think it was 4 does. I knew 2 does and a yearling, and I kept glimpsing the 4th one. Pretty sure it was a doe. I don't know what's with these deer walking right. I heard them coming in the water, and they came up right where I came up. Got my ground scent and got acting spooky. It's 9 o'clock. I hadn't seen a deer now in about 10 minutes. I figured if I picked up this camera, maybe one would walk out. There's one right there. This is hilarious. There's so many deer in there. Just a doe. Yesterday I saw 3 bucks chasing does. We saw bucks cruising. Tristan said one was running around him grunting like crazy. And I haven't seen any rutting activity this morning. The bucks were just, it almost looked like they were headed to bed. And the does are just feeding. Well, if I don't see one in 5 minutes, I'll put the camera down and pick it up again and probably see another one. That's how it's been going. Well, I haven't seen a deer since that doe. It's 9:40 now. Picked up this camera to see if maybe one would step out. I don't see one. I'm gonna give it an hour after seeing the last deer. Just to make sure a buck don't cruise through checking them. I think I might leave some of my stuff here. I haven't decided 100%. I might leave some of my stuff here just to lighten my load and run over here and get my climbing sticks and saddle platform and my camera arm, and I may come right back in this same general area right here on this side of this island and get elevated so I can see a lot farther. Or I may go sit a different island. On these cameras we spread out here a couple weeks ago, when I checked them yesterday, there was, I don't remember, 6, 7 bucks, and I think 2 for sure, 3 I would shoot. So, and then we've seen 12 bucks between yesterday and today, and not a single one of them were the bucks that's on camera. So that's a bunch of bucks right here on these little islands. They may just not use the same one every day, I don't know. I've never hunted when it was this wet out here. I did see 2 real fresh scrapes over where my saddle platform is yesterday when I went out to fix some cameras on the other island. I may just go sit down there, I don't know. It's hard to leave these bucks up here. There's 3 that I really would like to shoot, or 4, more than 4 actually, but there's a few goofy looking bucks that I would like to shoot, and they're all up on this end. I kinda wanna hang out up here, but I hate hunting the same spot, same island 2 days in a row. But they are limited, they can't, if they want to get on dry ground, they've got to come up on these islands. I think what I'm going to do is pack this stuff up, go get my sticks and platform, and check the few cameras that are between here and there, just to see if anything's been on the camera since yesterday. This wind's trying to shift around. I'm gonna have to, it'll take me an hour to pull my sticks and stuff, but I'm gonna have to let it, I'm gonna have to give it a little while to see what it's doing, but I wanna try to get up in here and off the other side of this island if I can, and sit the rest of the day. I may not be able to. The wind's been coming like this and it's gradually shifting around. It's supposed to be out of the northeast today. Much more than that, it's going to be out of the west. I got up to, I just slipped back here behind this tree. I was sitting right there in that treetop. Slipped back here behind this tree to pack up, and so I'd be hid better and I could move and still look. I think I got a little footage of him, but I just had a 3-point come walking up here behind me. And then as I just stood up, there's 2 deer, one across the gap right here. But I couldn't see their heads at all. I seen the butt of one and then reached for my gun to grab a scope and look, and the other one trotted across it. Hopefully it wasn't a big buck running the door or something, I don't know. I couldn't tell. You could see it was 2 deer. There's another one. That's a doe. It's coming this way, I think. think I'm gonna have to be still for a minute. Ended up being 4 does. I'm gonna run and try to get my platform and sticks. I can get back and get set up and be quiet. I reckon it's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna try to slip off this island, and then once I get on down here a little bit, hopefully I can walk pretty fast and not be spooking nothing. Whew. I know I didn't get nothing on camera, but there was 2, and I just fired on one. I couldn't tell if I hit him, I couldn't tell if he went down. He was out there in deep water. Oh, he's down. Pretty sure I just heard him kick. I couldn't tell which one I shot. It wasn't one I got on camera. It was a wide, short tine buck that would never be nothing, so. I'm gonna reload this muzzleloader. The camera ain't got a whole lot of life left in it. I left my batteries back there. I ain't gone far, but anyway, I reloaded this thing, and I've been sitting here listening. He's in some deep water, and a deer sloshed and came back up here, and a deer sloshed 2 or 3 times, moving to the left just a few yards and stopped. So I'm hoping that's him. It's down right there, but I'm gonna ease out here and I'm gonna slip up there real slow and look. I hadn't heard it now in a few minutes. Hopefully he's done. I assume it's deep out here. I had to cross. It came out here 70, 80 yards. I had to cross that spot was bad. His head's underwater, but he's still moving a little bit. I'll clean him up a little for YouTube. These water bugs are eating me up out here. This ain't fun, so I gotta put the camera down and get back to the hill. I'm up. I'm standing on some roots right now, but between here and dry ground, I'll go over my knees in mud. I haven't looked at his teeth yet, but he's gonna be 3 or 4 years old. Big old body deer for having crap horns. If he's a 7, probably only a legal 6. He's got 1 brow, but I don't think it's an inch. Yeah, it's not an inch, so he's just a short tine wide 6. Plenty of them out here. Now the work starts. Now I gotta get him out of here, and all my crap is back there. Well, all right. This camera's about to die, but I don't think I said I was focused on making sure I didn't lose the deer out there in that deep water. But anyway, I was slipping real slow down this edge. The edge of the water gonna move my platform and sticks, and just caught a little movement, and the deer was basically swimming. I could just see his horns and top of his neck a little bit, and he came up on one of them little hills and stood up, and I'd already had the hammer cocked. I wasn't sure how big he was, and when I let him turn a couple times and saw them short tines and big body and everything, I went ahead and shot him. There's a lot of these genetics out here that just ain't ever nothing. Short tine, mostly 6 points. Most of them don't have brow tines. This one's got half a brow tine, I guess. Anyway, I gotta get him deboned and packed up and go back and get my camera stuff and start making my way out of here. I reckon I ain't gonna try to shoot two. I'm gonna get on out. Well, I got him clean. That didn't take but a few minutes. The mosquitoes are awful. Meat's in the bag. Head's tied on, kind of temporary. That's close to how I do it, but when I get back to my stuff, I gotta put my monopod and chair and all that junk on there and retie it. So it ain't too bad. I think it was only about, I don't know, maybe 70 pounds of meat. I'll be at 100 pounds altogether probably. When I get back up there, I'll eat my lunch and chug my water and head on out. At least it's plenty cool. As long as I don't fall, then I'll be really cool, because it's thigh deep. I hit my belly button twice on the way in this morning, and that's about the whole way. I don't hit any dry ground. Once I leave where my camera is, I step in the water, and it's, I don't know, I'd have to measure it. It's probably about 3 miles, I reckon. Take me just under 2 hours probably. But I'm gonna head out. Alrighty, I made it back over here to my stuff and packed it all up. That's how I pack a deer out, with my chair and camera gear and everything else. I'm in pretty good shape, but when you're toting 100 pounds through ankle deep mud and thigh deep water and waist deep water, it'll put it on you. I think I got about an hour left. I had to stop and take a load off for a minute. I'm down to about 3/4 of a mile. I'm through the worst of it now though. From here on out, it's pretty much hard bottom. I'm down to the last 250 yards now. The old Walmart bag has hauled another one. I will see y'all in the morning, and hopefully we can do it again.
Well, it's day 3. Here we go. I'll tell you what, I'm tired. I got home last night, played with Sawyer for a little while, ate me some food, started watching TV, and my alarm went off at 3. Walking through this deep water, kind of rough. I'm gonna go straight into my platform and sticks, and probably go ahead and pull it and move a little bit and set back up, and then if I'm not seeing nothing after daylight, I'll get down and slip somewhere else, try to find something to sit on. I'm hoping the deer will be moving about all day again, but I'm not gonna hunt that same area again. 2 days was too much. I'm gonna go on to somewhere where I hadn't been.
That doe was laying right here on this root ball. I'm almost out of the water. Well, I've been set up for about 30 minutes, I guess. I'm not crazy about it. There's still some acorns on the ground here. I've never hunted this particular hill before, so I don't have a clue. Never had a camera here or anything. I don't have a clue what goes on here, but there's some big rubs. Fresh right here on this edge of this water. And there was 2 scrapes. The wind's coming straight in my face. And there's a big deep pond. It starts about 30 yards right here. And then the slough behind me kind of makes a point, the hill kind of makes a point right here. I was hoping I'd be able to see a little bit more this way, but I just can't. Not much shooting, so I'm gonna give it a little while. I had the one doe come by right on the edge of the water before. Well, I say it was a doe, it wasn't a big deer, but I couldn't see horns. It was too dark. And then I had a couple hogs come by right at cracking daylight. I'm gonna sit here and go a little while, let it get good and light. If I hadn't seen nothing, I'll probably get down and find me a little better spot. Or this could be great, I have no idea. It's only 7:50, but I haven't seen a deer. I'm not gonna be able to give this long, I don't like it. I imagine it's right early season, but, or a good spot for early season, but I don't think I'm in a good spot right now. I think I need to get back down in the water. I'm gonna go ahead and be real quiet and be slow and get down. I don't like it. I may only move 150, 200 yards, but I'm gonna get to where I can see out in that water. I don't know what time it is. I'll have to look in a minute. I've literally been setting up for, it's gotta be 2 hours or better, probably over 2 hours, I don't know. It's late. There's a little button buck right here to my left at like 25 yards. There's a doe right here. Just walked up beating when I was all the way on my top step. I just got my platform hung. My gun was still on the ground and I hadn't tied it on. Since I got to this tree, it's been non-stop deer the whole time I've been trying to set up. No bucks. And this doe's walking it to me now. I can tell it's Monday. My phone is going crazy. People don't understand. I'm not in the shop. I'm hunting. hopefully let her get out of here and then get up the tree with a gun. I got everything set up. I'm just on the ground still. I literally just cut the camera and there's another one. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's gonna be a doe. No, it's a spike. He's grunting. If this doe's coming in, he don't know why in the world there's not a big buck here. He's gonna walk right under me grunting. If a buck comes by cruising that fast, as thick as it is in here, I might have a hard time getting the camera on him and grabbing a gun and making a shot if he don't stop. There's another one. Maybe I can get can 2 down. I figured that I wouldn't see much between like 11 and 4. Who knows? When I checked one of those cameras yesterday, there was a definite shooter on it. The day before, from 1:56 to 2:43, he was in front of the camera through the whole middle of the day. So I guess it's possible. It's a couple minutes after 1. I haven't seen a deer in about an hour now, I guess. Got a little warm. I don't know if I kind of don't feel like the bucks are going to be up cruising midday today. I don't think it's quite right yet. I'm gonna sit it out anyway. I was debating on moving for the evening, but I think I'm just gonna hang tight right here. I got a feeling I'll see some younger bucks coming up here to mess with these does. All I need is one old one, so we'll see. That wind's been, the whole time the wind's been blowing that way, and now it's blowing this way, which ain't real good. I would think there'd be a couple bedded over here, but I don't know. They ran in and ran out. That little buck was dogging that doe hard. I don't know, I didn't have time to zoom. I didn't have time to zoom the camera. His old mouth was hanging open. I don't know if you could hear it on the camera or not, but he was grunting. That's what I heard. I heard a splash in the water and then I heard a saw her running. I thought I was fixing to get lucky. I'm not gonna move, I don't think. But my cell camera over here just went off with the big buck that I want to shoot. What do you do? At least maybe they're moving. That's the first buck picture I've had this morning, or today. And it's like 125, maybe 135. I almost climbed the tree. There's one. Stupid thing's running. Sit tight. But I'm having a hard time that I haven't seen a big buck yet. It's 2 o'clock. I'm fixing to go ahead and change some batteries because I've about filled up batteries, or killed batteries and filled up SD cards. I probably got, I don't know, I gotta have 6 hours of footage in 3 days. Or 2.5 days so far. I'm gonna swap some stuff over in case it gets a little crazy this evening. I imagine that deer are gonna come out of the woodwork this evening. I got 2 hogs right here. They're like 30 yards right now. It got a little cloudy, cooled off a little bit. It's 3 o'clock. That sun's got a hole over here in the trees, burning a hole in my neck. I figure I ain't gonna start seeing much till 5:30. So I've got a little while. Never know though. This tree is rocking. I don't think it's supposed to rain. The air is cool though. I only brought 4 waters today. Keep this load light. This is my last one. It's 4:15. It's sprinkling now. I can smell the rain strong. It's raining a little bit north of me. I don't think it'll hurt anything if it rains. It's only 4:15, 4:20. It's 4:50. The the wind slacking back off just a little bit. It's starting to feel like evening time now. Hopefully I don't have too much longer before the deer start moving. 30 minutes. I haven't felt that change yet, so I don't think it's yet, but it shouldn't be too long. Those deer came in quick. I saw them at about 80, 90 yards. Grabbed the camera, and by the time I got the camera swung around, they were already right here, like 10 steps. I don't know if the camera was recording or not, but he was mad. They'll probably do another loop here in a minute. It's 5:22. I've got another deer back here about 80, 90 yards. I can hear walking in the water. I've glimpsed it a few times, but I can't tell what it is yet. I think it's coming this way, so maybe I'll see it in a minute. Deer just came out of the water over here to my left, feeding. I'm looking at it through oak tree limbs, so I can't see it with the camera. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's very big. Maybe it'll hit a hole in a few minutes so I can see what it is. It's 6:23. This deer over here never got where I could see it, or see it enough to tell what it was. I had a boar hog come across in front of me just a second ago, but still got about 40 minutes. So there's another boar hog. I don't know what they're doing, running around. Well, it's 7 o'clock. I still got a few more minutes of legal, but I sure don't have much camera light. I didn't have high hopes for a big buck, really. I figured I would see a few small ones, 2-year-olds. This wind's still been funky too. It never laid down like it should have. Anyway. It's been fun. This is the 3 days I look forward to each year over anything else, I think. There's a deer or something right over here. I had another deer come up here behind me. Got to like 50 yards and came out on the other side where I couldn't see it. I think that's gonna be a wrap. I appreciate y'all watching. I had to cancel my Tennessee, Kentucky trip due to having to fix some storm damage and getting behind in the shop. So I'm fixing to be working a lot. I don't know when I'll hunt again, but first day I get a chance, I'll be back in the woods somewhere. I got a long, wet trip out of here and a miserable, wet drive home. I'm completely exhausted. I'm gonna sit there till end of legal just to see if something comes by, but I'm about out of camera light, so. I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you on the next one.